What's up, guys? I want to show you these Air Water Life water ionizers that you can buy online. This is one. Can you zoom in on the screen? I want to show you this screen here. It says Purify Electrolytes Divide. To change the color, to change the levels, you press the different buttons, and the color changes for each level. But notice if you look at the screen, nothing else changes. The screen stays exactly the same. Even on the purified water, it still does electrolyze and then divide. And actually the purified water is just filtered water, so it's actually not even electrolyzing right now. Because the way these machines work, purified water is just filtered water. There's no pH change or anything. And then here you go, the acidic water. It's the same thing, it just shows the purify, electrolyze, divide. And it has a little animation. For each level, it does that. Just the color change. Animation is exactly the same. There's no change. It doesn't tell you the pH. It's not telling you the ORP that you're making. It's not taking you how much water you're making a minute. It just tells you your filter life that you've used in liters and a little animation. So it's not a very good display. It's not even telling you the temperature of the water. I want to show you guys something else about this machine. When you press the wash button to clean it, it plays this dinky little song. I don't know if you can hear it. I think that's kind of funny. And it's not even very loud. Got this machine online. It's leaking a little bit from the top. I'm going to open this machine and show you what's inside this machine. And I'm going to show you the filter. So let me disconnect the water and I'm going to unplug it, okay? We've ran 2,259 liters through this thing. So we've had this thing, we've done about 6 months of use. They say the filter is good for 4,000 liters. I don't know if you can see that right here. This is the new filter. They say each filter is good for 4,000 liters. So here, watch. I'm going to unplug it now. I'm going to take the filter out and show you guys something. This is the filter compartment in the machine. Where the filter goes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but here's the filter in there. I don't know why there's some loose carbon. I mean, that's okay, but it goes inside there, inside that chamber. The loose carbon, I mean, it's not going to hurt you or anything, but what I'm disappointed about with this filter is if you take a look at another water ionizer I got right here. Just look at the size of these filters. This machine has 2 filters in there. You see that? It's got 2. And this machine only has 1. And this one filter is tiny. It's like very small. You know, so you're not really... The water's not really that clean coming out of this thing. It's leaking. I'm going to show you some other filters too, so you can see for a size comparison. Here we got, these are some other water ionizer filters right here. Once again, this machine takes 2 filters. Most machines these days, they take 2 filters. Like the newer designs of the machine, they have 2 filters, like this one. Because, you know, the first, like this machine has 2 filters in there. Because the first part about this machine is that it needs to be a water filter, and it needs to filter out the water. So you need to have clean drinking water. This is another machine. Look at that. Alkaline water ionizer filter, number 1 and number 2. You see that? Like, look at that thing. This is tiny, and you're drinking from there for like a whole year, you know? And this is leaking. It's kind of gross what's leaking out of here. I don't know what that is, but let me clean the counter a little bit, and I'm going to show you guys what's in here. Okay? I want to show you one more thing. This is a Brita pitcher filter that you can get anywhere. They're like 30 bucks. And look at that. So this machine, they're selling online for about anywhere, the cheaper one's $800. This one was $1,400. And really, it's got a Brita pitcher filter in there if you take a look. It's very small. It's about twice as big as a Brita pitcher. But I'm going to cut it open and show you what's inside here. I'm sure you want to see that, since you'll be drinking from it. So here, it's got this orange stuff leaking out. It's gonna make a mess, but that's okay. Let's see if we can pry that open. Almost. There we go. So this is just loose carbon inside here. That's what's in here. Shit. There you can see. It's got some loose carbon in there. And remember, that's what you're drinking from. You know? This is black loose carbon. It's not, there's nothing special about this. This is extremely cheap material. It's in every single filter out there. This material is so cheap. All this material here probably costs a penny. It's super cheap. So it's called activated carbon. And there's nothing to block sediments or anything. This is just removing like chlorine and some other stuff in there. Can you zoom in on that? Can you get that? Some more? Okay. Let me wash my hands. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you the Brita pitcher. It's exactly the same thing. So basically you're paying like $1,400 for a machine that has a filter that's basically like a Brita pitcher. This is the Brita pitcher. Look, it's exactly the same stuff. Can you see that on there? It's just a different color. You got it? You know, that's what you're paying for, guys. I mean, it's kind of disappointing that that's what's in there, and you know, they're claiming that this machine is so good and it's got such a great filter. I'm going to open this machine up and show you guys what's inside there. Let me just disconnect it from here. You know, another thing about this machine I noticed, this tube, this is a little like twist-on plastic tube. It's not even metal. Like most of the water ionizer machines, they have a metal tube. Look at this. That's plastic. Or it's very, very thin sheet metal. It's like super cheap. Everything is super cheap here with this machine. And the funny thing is, this company that makes this machine, they're selling them, you know, on their website. They're selling it mostly on Amazon.com. People think that because they're buying it on Amazon.com, somehow it's like a good machine, or like they can trust it. They trust Amazon. But look at that. This is the other machines that they're selling. We got a machine here for $800. It's white. It's got the same filter. Filter's exactly the same. The same. They got a gold one right here. It's got the same exact filter. And then and this one is like $1,200, and then this one is $800. And just take a look at that, guys. It's exactly the same design. So I think this is the same exact machine, but the only difference is the color. You know? But they say that the machines are somehow different and they're charging different prices. But I think, you know, I think that might be a lie. Or maybe it's not, who knows, but we're gonna open it up and show you guys. This one is $1,400, this one is $800. And like I said, they're all using the exact same filter that I already showed you. So I mean, if I was gonna buy one, I would just get this one. I mean, I don't know what's in here. We're gonna open it. I have a lot of experience regarding appliances and some engineering background, and I'll show you what kind of parts are in here. This machine's using a transformer. It's got a single filter. I got this drill. I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna show you guys what's in there. So feel free to to fast forward this if you want, or you could just watch me as I do it. Is that stripped? Let's see. There we go. I thought it was stripped. This might take a while, but there's one screw. I guess that one's stripped. Is it stripped? Yeah, that's stripped. So they must have put that one in there in the factory. They must have done it back in the factory. Scoot the camera down so we can see better. Okay, so I got 4 screws there. I got another screw here. Okay. Let me see, there's the other screw. There's some screws right here in the back. I'm going to take these out too. There we go. That one is a special one. Alright, let's see if we can get this open. Show you guys what's in there. There's another screw right here. It's hidden underneath the sticker. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got the top coming off. Top chassis. Let's see. More screws here. That's a special screw. Need a pair of pliers. Can you grab a pair of pliers from in here? I think there's some in there. Put it there. Okay, so I got the bottom off. I'm going to show you the different parts in here. Yeah, that's the last screw. They obviously put this special screw on there because they didn't want anybody taking it apart, but can you see? You guys want to see what's in there? Okay, so let me start naming some of these components. This is a transformer right here. That's the power supply. There's it's a fairly old kind of power supply. It's basically just like a bunch of wire around an iron core, and the electricity goes through there, it changes the voltage. These things get really hot and they burn out over time. They don't last forever. I mean, they can last a year, they can last 5 years. It just depends how much you use it. And the more you use it, the more it's going to break down. There's different kind of power supplies which are more digitized, like this, like digital, but this is just a circuit board. It's not a power supply. So this is the power supply right here. If you can zoom in right there, you can see like the voltage on there. So that's the power supply. Like I said, these things are super cheap. This transformer is probably like $10-$20. It's very cheap. It's very old technology. Been around since like they started making electronics before World War II, right after World War II. So anyways, this is old power supply. It's not going to last very long. He's got the fuse compartment holder right here. So if the fuse blows on this machine, you're going to have to send it back. But the fuse goes right there. If you see that. It's a fuse compartment holder. This is the front panel. So you can see the circuitry right here. It's connecting via these connectors to the motherboard. This is the motherboard right here. And behind the motherboard, that's where the electrolysis chamber is, where the ionizing occurs for to make the alkaline ionized water. So I'm going to take this apart and show you guys that electrolysis chamber. I'm just gonna have to take these screws out, and then I can show it to you guys. This is where the filter is going. The water's running through here, and it's coming out through here through the metal spout. So you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in there. But let's take this out, and then we can show you what's in here. So this is actually a heat sink. If you look, it kind of looks like a radiator. I don't know if you've ever looked at a radiator, air conditioner on the side of your house. It's got these panels. This is where the heat escapes, because the air flows through here and it radiates the heat through the air. That's why it's got all these like little fins in there. So that's the heat sink. So I mean, the heat sink is fairly close to these are capacitors. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not an electrical engineer. But you want to like make sure you get one of these, and it's a good machine. It's not gonna break on you. This machine was a lot of money. It's $1,400. That's a lot. And it's not very special. It's not made that great. It doesn't use a new power supply called the SMPS power supply, switch mode power supply. That's more digitized. It looks like a circuit board like this. There's no transformers in those machines. Those power supplies are better. They're longer lasting. Also, like I said, the newer machines, they have 2 filters in there instead of 1. So this is the connection for the electrolysis chamber, which is behind here. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to show you guys that chamber. So that's where the ionizing occurs. This is the electrolysis chamber. And this is their 9-plate model. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 electrodes there. If you can see those little nuts, one of them is for each plate. So this machine does have 9 plates in there, like they say. But that's where the ionizing occurs in here. I mean, I can take that apart and show it to you guys. Might be a little bit of a pain, but I'll do it. I guess you want to see what the plates look like inside these things, right? So I can show that to you. Let's see how to do this. Got 4. Little clip. Clip's holding it in place. Oh, that's holding it on there. Pop this off. That's where the water is going through. So this is the electrolysis chamber. This is the back of the machine. That's where the filter is going. You know what's strange about this filter compartment that I'm noticing right now? Is the filter drops in here. You see this? You see that? And the water goes into there. You see this filter? It pops in there and you screw this cap on. But sometimes like your filter, the water is supposed to go into the filter one direction and come out of the filter in another direction, right? Like go straight through there. But with this type of design, this is a sealed chamber. So theoretically, the water could come inside here and go around the filter and not through the filter and into the electrolysis chamber. So if you get what I'm saying, the water can be circulating in here without really going through this filter, because it should be a straight line loop. Like it should go in this side and out this side. You see what I'm saying? It should be like connected here, go through here, and go out there. It shouldn't be inside a sealed canister. They have it inside a sealed canister, which means if you install the filter incorrectly, it might not really be filtering your water that great, because the water can just be circulating in there and not really going through the filter and then going into here. So that's something important to notice. I guess they did that because they wanted to eliminate the possibility of leaks. If you put the filter in wrong, it can leak. But if you put the filter in here and it's sealed, it's impossible. It's impossible that it will leak. So that's probably why they did that. And this is the electrolysis chamber. I'm going to take it apart and show you guys the plates in there. You're probably interested in that. I don't think you've ever seen that. So here we got all the screws. Can you guys see? Are you getting me filming this? Right way? The screw. Screw's a little hard. Take that one. Two. Three. Got 6 screws in there. I mean, all in all, the design it's the same design going on inside these machines. Just other things like the parts. You know, that's the important thing. The kind of parts you got in there, the power system, the number of filters. Here we got the plates. Can you see that? You zooming in on that? Get that. These are the plates. This is where the ionizing is happening here. This one has 9. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see 5 here. These are the 5 connected to this electrode. And then the other 4 are upside down. And so what happens inside here is, if you don't know, pure water, like steam, is just water vapor. It has nothing inside there. No minerals, no dirt, nothing. Pure water does not conduct electricity. Pure water is an electrical insulator. You can look that up. They use pure water in some applications as an insulator to block electricity flow. When you add minerals into the water and you add dirt particles, things like that, that increases the electrical conductivity of the water. And that's what enables water to conduct electricity. So with these machines, when you run water through here, the minerals in there enable electricity to pass between the plates. And then it separates the alkaline and acidic minerals from each other. Separates like calcium from other ones that are more acidic in the water. And that's how you get the alkaline ionized water and the acidic ionized water from these machines. If you ran distilled water through here, distilled water is pure water, it will not work. You will not get any electrolysis because there's nothing really in there. If you use a water softener and you do it, or like if you have soft water wherever you live, you might not get very high pH with these machines. If you have hard water, it should work fine because there will be a lot of minerals in there. But that's what's going on in the plates here. Okay? So that just gives you guys an understanding of these machines and how they work. And like you can see, I completely tore this machine apart, but I mean, you can see what's inside and how it works. You got the front panel, this button board, circuit board. I mean, as far as features goes, like I was saying, you know, there are way better machines out there for the price than this machine. Honestly, I think this machine is not made that great. If you just look at the parts, the small filter, design of the filter chamber, which makes it leak proof, but then, you know, the filter can actually not be filtering all the water, it can just be circulating around in there. The circuit board, and just, you know, the electrolysis chamber. These are pretty small plates. I mean, they're not very big. There's 9 of them, but they're small. They're very small, actually. You know? So, another thing, you know, to watch out for, like when you buy these machines, They may have like lifetime warranties and something, but you need to read that very carefully, because this machine, it says like if you need to make a repair and they can't fix it, you will pay 20% of the manufacturer's suggested retail price to receive a replacement machine that's brand new or just as good and not worse. And the manufacturer's suggested retail price for this unit is about $2,500, which means you would pay $500 for a replacement. I mean, the people paid $1,500 to buy it new, $1,400 to buy it new. You might think it's 20% of $1,400. That's incorrect. It's 20% of $2,500, the manufacturer's suggested retail price. You can look at that on their website and stuff like that. Okay, guys. So, I mean, these machines, they look very similar, but there's a lot better machines out there. Like I showed you in the beginning of the video, and just the filtering system on this machine it's not good. I mean, if you're gonna buy one of these, the first thing is it's a water filter. The water needs to be clean. You want to have clean drinking water. Especially, they're telling you to change. They're telling you to run water through this thing for a year. I don't know if you can see that. Let me open it. I mean, this is a tiny filter. It was like the same size as the Brita filter. It says 4,000 liters of water every 6 months due to difference in regions, blah, blah, blah. So 6 months, $42. It's basically a Brita pitcher filter. It's like a glorified Brita pitcher filter. Yeah, it does some ionizing, but, you know, it's not that great. Alright, guys, so, you know, just make some informed decisions out there. Do your research. Don't just, like, think because you see something online, on Amazon or someplace, anywhere, and it's got good reviews. I mean, go through and read the reviews. You can't just like be buying and clicking, you know, impulsively, or you end up with something like this. All right, hope that helps you guys, and have a nice day.